Hey there kind people, welcome to University Award. Last 2 weeks I took votes from you guys for different categories and now it is time to share the results. Today we also have ChyoGPT with us.
Hello there, it's me ChyoGPT.
With that, let's see the first category.
The debut group name, Prism, Stellar, I don't know, Unit.
And the most voted name is Prism. But sadly it is never going to happen because there was a company that recently applied for all the copyrights for the name Prism.
Trainee, we don't like to see them debut. Yuri, Gabi, Kotoko, Hwang Seun.
And the winner, technically loser, is Yuri. Gabi lost here by 1 vote, Kotoko and Seun by 2 votes. In my personal opinion, Seun should have been on in this category.
Worst stage of universe ticket. Tell me, Achu, Mr. Dream Girl.
And the winner is Tell Me. I don't think I have to say anything about this. It definitely owned by a landscape.
Best meme moment of universe ticket. Vanessia's rap in Tell Me. Gailey's leg position. Kotoko's ha. After hearing Catalina. Kotoko's charm.
And the winner is Vanessa's rap in Tell Me. Again, it is one of the best meme of 2023, so it has to win.
Cutest trainee of universe ticket. Kotoko. Yukino. Lim Seowon. Alicia.
And the winner is Kotoko. It is another obvious category, although Alicia was so close, but Kotoko was the cutest.
Sexy queen of universe ticket. Narumi. Nana. Gailey Danka. Bang Yunha.
And the winner is Nana. In my previous form, it was mainly between Nana and Narumi. Here, Jelly was in the lead most of the time, but Nana and Narumi's competition resurfaced again and Nana won the last shot.
Visual queen of universe ticket. Gailey Danka. Bang Yunha. Yona. Gabi.
And the winner is Jelly. It is one of the obvious category, no one stand near to Jelly. Yena was second, but the gap was insane.
Best vocalist of universe ticket. Alicia. Lim Seowon. Yona. Sunwoo.
And the best vocalist of Universe Ticket is Alicia. It makes sense, even in Universe Ticket's official survey, Alicia was first in the main vocal. Yona was second, but the gap was huge.
Best dancer of universe ticket. Narumi. Nitzy. B.A. Haram. Nana.
And the winner is Beharam. In the initial days, Nana was leading in this category, but in the end, Haram took the lead.
Best performer of universe ticket. Narumi. Nana. Yunha. Lee Seowon.
And the winner is Yunha. In this category, we saw a huge competition between Nana, Yuna and Narumi. Most of the time I checked it was a tie, but in the end Yuna won this.
Best stage presence. Alicia. Gailey. Yunha. Kotoko.
And the winner is Alicia. The funny thing is, in my first form where people had to put their name of the contestant there, Yuna was always first with more than 60% of the vote, but here it changed all the dynamic. Although Yuna got so many votes but lost just by 1 vote, and Jelly was in third.
Best stage of universe ticket. Girls on top. Rush Hour. Catalina. Nan. Di-do-do-do-do.
And the winner is Girls on Top and None. This category is the most dramatic. In my previous form, Girls on Top and Russian got most of the votes. For some reason, people were submitting the name of the contestant and no one picked do or None. I personally add these two to the nomination. For a certain time, Russian was first, then do picked up, and when I last checked on Sunday, it was a draw between do, None and Girls on Top. But when I organizing everything and all the categories, None was winning, but at the last moment, right before I was about to close the form, someone voted for Girls on Top and it became a tie.
Most heartbreaking elimination of universe ticket. Jayla. Kwon Chae-won. Bai Yeram. Vu Lin Dan. Yona.
And the winner is Vu Lin Dan and Yuna. it was the second most dramatic category. In the early voting, when I didn't even post the video of episode 9, Sujin was leading. Then surprisingly, most of the time it was tied between Yeram, Jela and Cheon. Violindan and Yena was close, but they were less than the others. But at the time of organizing, Violindan was winning and Yena, Cheon, Yeram and Jela were in a tie. But remember, someone voted at the last moment. He voted for Yena and resulting another tie.
Best Unicorn of Universe Ticket, Sejong, Hyoyeon, Yeji, Yunha.
And the winner is Seja. I got frustrated with my previous form mainly because of this category. Everyone was submitting with the contestant's name. I don't understand why. Like 3 people submitted Sujin, and even after I mentioned it means judges, 4 people submitted Jelly. Wow.
Best Original Song of Universe Ticket, Rush Hour, Ticket to You, Whatever, Dream Girl.
And the best original song of Universe Ticket is Whatever. It is another funny category. In my previous form, Rusher was leading and 4 people put none in the original song category. But it didn't end here. Someone put Teams of Girls and Superstar. I don't know what they mean by that. But however, here Rusher was also leading in the first, but slowly Whatever picked and won in the end.
Born to Be Leader, Jin Hyunju, Nana, Narumi, Sumin.
And the winner is Jin Hyunju / Bell. Belle on this one by a landscape and no one comes near to her and she totally deserves it.
Born to Be Idol, Kotoko, Nana, Elysia, Licia Wan.
And the winner is Elysia. Elysia won this one with a landscape. I myself would vote for Kotoko here, but Elysia also makes sense.
Most one pick, Elysia, Gaily Dunka, Oh Yuna, Jin Hyunju.
And the winner is Elysia. In this category, Elysia totally dominate with 27.3% of vote, although Jelly was close second, but Elysia won in the end. But this is not the end. Most of you must remember how I used to ask your top 8. I took all the top 8 you guys commented on my video from the episode 1 and came up with a possible top 8, and here are they.
8th Sunwoo, 7th Seun, 6th Kotoko, 5th Yuna, 4th C1, 3rd Nana, 2nd Gaily, 1st Elysia.
As Elysia is first and Jelly is second, that means it is too close to reality, but there can be a unicorn ticketing, who knows. I love almost everyone except Seon. She needs more training. Gabi and Sonu were in a tie, but I gave 1 vote to Sonu just to make this look good. And I found an interesting fact. In earlier days, Gabi had so many fans, but it fell off for some reason. But opposite thing happened to Yena. At first she had fewer fans, but gradually she earned more and more. However, that's all for today. Click that glowing subscribe button cause I will also record my final announcement reaction, so it will be funny and painful, I guess. I don't know, pain, but anyway, yeah, so I will see you all in the final, but until then, have an awesome life.